Okay, so today we are going to do my first ride on FulGaz. We are going to do the Llanberis Pass, which ironically is the lap that I will do 6 times in the Double Ironman in Wales in September. So I thought, what a great way to test out the FulGaz system and see if I like it, by punishing myself doing what I'm going to do many times in the future. So let's get going. It was really easy to set up, by the way. The system itself seems really good, so we'll see how we go. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Shane, and up until 18 months ago I was 145 kilos. Could barely run at all, had no fitness, was feeling really terrible, and just had no zest for life whatsoever, really. In that time, I trained to complete an Ironman in 2024 at Cairns, got that goal ticked off, and really have lost 35 kilos so far, still got more to go. And so this year I've set my goal on a double Ironman in Wales at the Brutal. So I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure you follow my journey, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear people's thoughts. So enjoy this video. This is an interesting setup. I keep forgetting I've got to use my gears. So this looks pretty interesting. Very well, obviously it's realistic because it's an actual video, but I really like feels like you're outside doing something. The writing's a bit small at the bottom for me, being an old man, but that's all good. We'll work that out. Oh, it's a bit straight into a little rise. It will be interesting to see how long it takes. It says about 2 hours, so we'll see if I'm faster or slower. Minutes in, 7 kilometers down. One of the really interesting things about the FulGaz system is that when you're riding downhill, you literally can just stop pedaling and coast like you would in the real world, which is one of the great things, I guess, in terms of making it more realistic. But it is a little bit to get used to, because it's not quite the same as Zwift, kind of a different experience, but I would say more realistic than Zwift in that sense, and much more like riding the real thing. Starting the pass now. Gives me the kilometers you've got to do the pass, which is handy. Let's see how we go. Almost done the hill, the pass. It's a tough ride. Only got to do it 6 times in the double. Now we get to enjoy the downhill part. That's good fun. We're past halfway now, 24 kilometres in, and just about to hit the next set of climbs. So you can see up the top, you can see where I'm at in my ride, the little white dot. And I found out after the race that you can actually modify all of the heads-up display, make it bigger, change what it has, all sorts of different stuff, which I will certainly do in my next ride because it was difficult for me to read. That's the end of the second ride, the second hill. I know my video hasn't really done justice to the picture that you can see on the screen, and I wish there was a better way to record it, but it really was some beautiful scenery through the Welsh countryside, and it is very different experience than using Zwift, for example. So, you know, you get cars going past you and traffic and all sorts of things that you would get in the real world without the hassle of those things in FulGaz. So I actually really quite like the experience. I'm not sure how good it will be as a training tool per se, but certainly if you want to get in and do a ride, but not, if you're stuck inside but you want to be outside, it's a great way to get in a nice ride and pick some beautiful places in the world to do it. Well, we are just about done on this loop. Just to think, in the Double Ironman, I only have to do 8 of these. So, piece of cake, hey? Well, that's the end. Two hours, 46 kilometers, 650 meters of elevation gain. Whew. I did it on the time that was said, so that was pretty good. I'm happy with that. So, let me just get off the bike.
A few moments later.
So, that was the Llanberis Pass, Snowdonia National Park in Wales. Basically the loop that I will do for the Double Ironman, the Brutal. I'm not sure which direction it goes. On the website it looks like it's the other direction, so, but still I'm pretty happy. 46 kilometers, 659 meters of elevation. I did it in 2 hours, a bit over 2 hours, and yeah, that was pretty good. How do I like the FulGaz? I really gotta say I enjoy the scenic riding. It'll certainly be nice, I think, to break up the watts focused version of training that you do with Zwift, which is obviously really good, and increasing your FTP is important, but if you just want to put in some kilometers and you need, you know, rather than your weekly outdoor ride, this will be an excellent way to do that if you can't, if it's either too cold if you're in the northern hemisphere now, or it's too hot if you're in the southern hemisphere like me, then that's a pretty good way to get a good ride inside. So I think it's going to be worthwhile having. I'm going to keep my subscription and keep, well, obviously I'm going to have to do that loop a few more times just to feel really comfortable doing it, but right now I feel pretty good. So yeah, well worth the try. Definitely worth the 14-day free trial to give it a go and see if you like it. It seemed to work really well with my bike. If you're going to do a climbing route, I probably wouldn't do it on a TT bike like I did just then, but other than that, I think, yeah, FulGaz seems to be pretty good. I will probably end up doing the Cairns Ironman on it at some point as well, just for some fun at some point. So thanks very much for watching this week. Next week we'll be doing a recap of my training so far this year, but I really enjoyed this FulGaz system, so I really actually wanted to get a video out about that first. So next week we'll catch up on my weight, the training load, how everything's been going, all of that wonderful stuff. And hopefully it'll all be good news. So far it has been. The Achilles is going well, training's going well, so it should all be good news. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, give it a like, leave me a comment on what you thought about FulGaz if you've given it a try, because I'd love to hear other people's opinions and things that I might have missed in it. And we'll see you next week, and don't forget to take the next ride.